Hey, everybody. Let's talk about doing some research, shall we? So, let's say that you've kind of got your research question in mind, you have a topic, you have it narrowed down, you know what you're doing, you know your audience, you know your purpose. It's time to do the research, right? Yay! So, let's go do some research, shall we? Now, I know that I have another video that talks about how to use the Inspire database, which I do hope that you will be using. But I do want to look at how you might use Google more effectively. So let's go ahead and pull up a tab here, and this is just a regular Google search. So let's talk about how to use Google effectively. Okay. So the thing is, if I type in something on the Google search bar, it goes out and it says, okay, I will go out and I'll find anything that has these terms in it. Now, to start with, they can be in any order, anywhere in the site, right? Any source that it finds has John and Wells in it at the same time, it's going to bring it back to me, okay? There's a lot of factors that go into the search. Are you using a mobile device or a Chromebook, or where is your location? What is your previous search history, right? So there's a lot of different factors that go into this. But right now, what I did was I just typed in my own name, and let's see, John Wells, the filmmaker, same. But all of this is none as me, right? Now, research tells us that you are probably going to look at the top 10, maybe the top 20, right? You might go to page two, okay? Um, these are all looking pretty much the same guy, John Wells, the TV producer, the movie producer, right? This looks like maybe somebody different. Now we're getting into the historian, John Wells, the historian, and then we're back into filmmaking, right? We also got all these pictures. None of these are me, right? And so, again, research shows that willing to look at one, maybe two pages of results, and then we don't know what to do, right? Or we'll try something else. So what we want to do is we want to try to make Google more effective and do more things we want to. So when I just typed in my own name, it found 630 million hits, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and let's put my name in quotation marks. Now, what this is doing is this tells Google that it has to have the words John and Wells together in the same phrase, right? It has to be together in that order. It can't be like John Jakes digs wells for a living. It has to be together, right? So I went from 630 million down to 1.2 million. So I really shaved it down, right? I really narrowed it down. Let's see what we get. Nope, still the movie producer, still the movie producer. Yep, looks like all the movie producers still. So we're still not getting closer to what we need, but we did narrow it down, right? Now we start to think about what is it that we're really looking for, right? What is it that we're looking for? What other words can we add to help us find what we're really looking for? So for this example, I'm going to type in Evansville. Okay. It suggests Evansville, Indiana. I might as well, right? I went from 1.2 million down to 81,000. All right. So I really narrowed it down. Now, 81,000 is still way too many to go through. You're never going to look at any kind of fraction of that, right? But I did narrow it down. And look, that's me. This one is not. No, this one might be me. Depends on which John Wells Facebook. This is not me, obviously. This one is me. So we have some different places that may or may not be right. So now I'm getting better. But what I'm doing is I'm telling Google, okay, it has to have John Wells, bam, as a phrase, and Evansville, right? Let's also put in Wrights High School. Okay, let's put in Wrights High School. Now, it suggests Wrights High School as a whole thing. I'm going to leave just Wrights because, again, I can be too specific, right? And now we're down to, well, we went up actually. We went up. Oh, wait a minute, because I didn't have my quotation marks on here again. So let me put the quotation marks back on there. Okay. Oh, and then I misspelled my own name. So, yeah, there we go. All right. Now we're down to 2,200 hits. We went from 81,000 to 2,200. And me. These are, this one does not look like me. That one does not look like me, but the rest of these look, a lot of these look just like me, right? And so what we really have then is we were really able to narrow it down by saying what? I'm looking for John Wells as a phrase. It needs to be in reference to Wrights High School, right? And so I really narrowed it down. I really kind of shaped it down. Now, 2,200 is still a lot, right? But we really started to make this a lot more effective. And that's what you want to do. Now, if you think back when we talked about the research question earlier and we talked about like coming up with a plan, this is what I'm looking for. That's why it's so important, because instead of just looking of, you know, um, electric batteries for batteries for electric cars. What about them, right? Who makes them? How much do they cost? Where are they made? How long do they last? How far can they go on a charge? Now we know specifically what we're looking for. I'm also going to bring up this graphic here that also gives you some other search hints for use in Google. I use the quotation marks. I think that's one that a lot of people use. The dashes, I want dolphins, but not football, right? So I'm looking for like dolphins, the mammals, not dolphins, the football team, right? And again, because Google uses a lot of different factors in creating its search results. Let's say that you've been looking up a lot of football teams, right? Or you do watch a lot of football, on TV, or you've bought some football memorabilia. It's going to assume that you mean the Dolphins football team, right? No, this time it's different. So I'm going to use the dashes, the dash in between there, right? The tilde, which is that kind of squiggle line, which is about or like when we talk about math, and you have those double squiggle lines or the double tildes about this. So this is synonyms, right? What is a synonym for this? A site. So I'm looking within a site. So I know that it's on the Courier and Press, or I know it's on USI's website, or I know it's on whatever website it might be. I'm looking for this reference, John Wells, for instance, on whatever particular website. The vertical bar, this up or down one, and on the Chromebooks, that should be, I think it's right above your enter key. It's shift and right above the enter key. This or this. I'm looking up for Wrights or Mater Dei, where I used to teach, right? John Wells, Wrights, vertical bar, Wrights or Mater Dei, and it would find things that was either John Wells and Wrights or John Wells and Mater Dei. The two periods then gives us a range, right? What are we talking for between this and this, right? Especially if we're talking dates on this one in particular. Location, okay, so again, I typed in John Wells and Evansville, same thing, right? I could do John Wells, location, Evansville, and it would narrow it down. And then finally, file type, and we've talked about that before, where maybe sometimes you want to see how other people have approached something, or you want to find like a particular firsthand document, primary source, right? You could use file type, colon, and then whatever, like a PDF or DOC, and it would help find that. Again, I think as you are doing your research and you're getting started, I think, again, it's super, super important to know, what am I looking for? What am I trying to find? And that way I can be specifically looking for that. If I'm just out there just casting this wide, wide net, I'm going to get a lot of stuff and I don't really know what I'm going to use it for, or it's not going to be helpful and I'm going to be spending my time. And that's where you get really frustrated and you get put out of shape because you don't feel like you're being very effective, right? By thinking clearly, this is what I need to find, it will make this search much more meaningful.